Benjamin Franklin said, by failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail. So if you're not making a plan for your business, guess what? Ferris here. Before we get into today's episode, for our new viewers, this show is all about sharing seasoned business advice for startups and entrepreneurs. How to start, grow, and give back. Check out the channel, leave us a comment if you have any questions. Today, and in this mini-series, I'm covering the importance of business planning, some do's and don'ts, and what to include in the plan. Entrepreneurs are restless. We like to jump into action. There's a common phrase used in the entrepreneurial world: ready, fire, aim. Because of the tendencies to take quick actions before really planning thoroughly. It could be a good quality to have, but sometimes, even your best efforts can fail if you're not acting with intention. That's why you need a business plan. I can hear you say, Ferris, my business is just me and a virtual assistant. I don't need any investor money. That's great, but you still need a plan for your benefit and sanity. A plan keeps you grounded and prevents cases of shiny object syndrome, when you're chasing too many opportunities and not focusing and following through on necessary tasks. Most of all, the planning process helps clarify your own thoughts. It helps you test ideas, test the market, prove that the business model will succeed before you potentially lose your life savings. But if your business involves family contribution, partners, banks, VCs, or other stakeholders, then a written plan is essential to make sure everyone involved knows how you run the business and, more importantly, how they'll benefit. You might be the most hardworking and trustworthy individual, and the potential investors might know that already, but if you don't have a well-documented business plan, they may question your competency and you're likely to miss out on this long-awaited investment. So what is a business plan? A business plan is a tool to clarify the business model, strategy, and the actions necessary to achieve your big vision. Most importantly, it really helps you organize your own thoughts on things like your unique value proposition, on your market position, on hiring, on growth, revenue, profitability, and the type of business you'll run, and the culture you want to create. What is the first step in creating a plan? I hear this a lot. Well, start writing. And if it's just you, the plan can be simple as a napkin sketch. The planning matters, but the format doesn't. Canva slides, Google Docs, a pen and legal pad doesn't matter. Just get it down. Once you have that, build on it and write out the variables you know and the ones you'll figure out as you go. But commit to the process of gradually validating your assumptions and solidifying your projections. As a matter of fact, a business plan isn't a document you produce one time and stick it in a drawer. To succeed, planning needs to be a part of your business DNA. It's about constant and never-ending evolution. As your business grows, you'll reap tremendous benefits from annual planning sessions and quarterly reviews. The next question I usually get, do I write the plan myself or do I hire a professional? In most cases, my advice is to start on your own. The process is easily accomplished. Later, you may need to hire professionals. We'll get to that in a bit. Some might insist on having the entire plan fully documented before they start any business activity. I tend to disagree. Maybe it's my bias toward action. It's totally fine to kick off some revenue generation activities at a small scale for two main reasons. One, you're out in the marketplace validating your assumptions so far. And two, you'll be generating the revenue you need to sustain your life and your operations. You need that revenue as soon as possible. As the former CEO of Google, Eric Schmidt, once said, revenue solves all problems. What I want to emphasize here is that you don't need a perfect plan to get started. Along the way, you're testing your concept, getting feedback, and seeing what's working and what's not. You can decide, the first quarter, I'm going out and testing and collecting information. Learning as you go becomes part of your strategy. I'll cover the main components of a solid business plan and some do's and don'ts in the upcoming episode of this mini-series, but there are plenty of resources on how to write the plan. For one, you can visit the Small Business Administration, SBA.gov. They offer a lot of great advice for entrepreneurs. Just know that when you start, most of your business plan is going to be theoretical. That's okay. Go online and read about business planning, talk to established founders, talk to your network, and then sit down and write it. I can't stress this enough. It's important to write it. You might change 50% as you start and grow, but writing it down is crucial to giving you the clarity to move into action. As author Jodi Picoult has said, you can edit a bad page, you can't edit a blank page. Recently, I spoke with an entrepreneur in the Argo tech space. He put in over $50,000 and got started. He drafted a simple plan to guide his thinking and actions. Then he socialized the plan with a few mentors and trusted friends, was open and grateful for hole poking and critique, and now several months later, the business has grown, he collected more data, and filled in the gaps that were rough guesses at first. The refined business plan is what he's now presenting to investors, and he's getting great traction. Now, as your business gets more complicated, say you have a number of partners, large inventory, a lot of staff, equipment, and offices, you're servicing different markets, then you might need professional help. When looking for funding from angel investors or VCs, or if you're thinking of bringing on board members and partners, a handwritten legal pad won't cut it. You'll need more professional level analyses of markets, competition, and so forth. For instance, in one of our businesses, when we were looking for strategic partners, I got a great piece of advice from a competitor actually, to engage external financial advisors. The advisors developed a packed 25-page pitch deck with a ton of supporting documentation showing our plan for continued growth and expansion. It wasn't cheap, but it worked. Lastly, consider your audience, and I'll have a quick take on audiences. But for now, if you're writing for loan officers, friend investors, or VCs, the plan needs to be polished, both in content and form. From my experience, the size of effort going into the plan is proportional to the amount of money you're requesting. However, the key components of the plan remain the same regardless of the amount. But as the requested amount grows, so does the level of complexity, sophistication, and the rigorous data backing it up. So now you know what a business plan is, why it's important, and things to consider before starting. In the next episode of this mini-series, I'll go into detail on the important parts of the plan, including key do's and don'ts. Speaking of do's and don'ts, one thing you should do is give back. Many nonprofits, especially the smaller ones, have no idea what a business plan is. They're too busy with day-to-day operations and surviving. I encourage you to pick a nonprofit you align with and offer to help with their annual and quarterly planning. If you're enjoying these tips and stories about growing your business and planning for your growth, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel.